Everything moves, nothing rests. The third Hermetic principle states, nothing rests. Everything moves, everything vibrates. At first glance, this may seem poetic, but within these simple words lies a secret, a truth that bridges mysticism and science, spirit and matter, soul and sensation. Everything in the universe is in a state of vibration, from the vast spiraling galaxies to the subtle thoughts passing through your mind. There is no stillness in the absolute sense. Even in silence, something moves. Even in apparent death, energy is transforming. This principle invites us to reimagine reality itself. We often perceive the world as made up of solid, static objects. A table appears still. A rock seems unmoving. Our bodies feel dense and tangible. But modern science confirms what the ancients already knew. Beneath the illusion of solidity, everything is in motion. Atoms dance, molecules pulse, electrons orbit. The very fabric of matter vibrates with invisible rhythms. This understanding was not born with quantum physics. The Hermetic masters whispered these truths long ago. To them, vibration wasn't just a scientific fact, it was a spiritual gateway. It was proof that all of creation is made of the same divine essence, simply vibrating at different frequencies. The only difference between one form and another is the rate of its vibration. A stone, a tree, a thought, an emotion, a soul. They all exist along the same continuum of energy. What changes is the speed, the density, the refinement of their vibration. This insight has radical implications. It means that your thoughts are not just mental phenomena. They are frequencies. Your emotions, they are vibrations that shape your field. Your body, a symphony of energy and motion. And once we understand this, we begin to see why everything we think, feel, and do has a ripple effect. The vibration we carry determines the vibration we attract. Just as tuning forks resonate with each other when aligned, we attract people, experiences, and outcomes that match our inner frequency. This is not just metaphor. It is energetic law, and it reveals why certain places feel heavy and others feel uplifting, why certain people drain us, while others ignite our spirit. It's all vibration. You are a transmitter and a receiver of frequencies. When your inner world is anxious, chaotic, or fearful, your field vibrates at that level, and what you draw into your life will reflect that. But when you raise your vibration through presence, love, clarity, devotion, you begin to change the signal, and the world responds. This principle is not about forcing positivity or bypassing pain. It is about becoming aware, choosing to tune your instrument, learning to feel the subtle differences between low vibration states and high ones, and shifting with intention. And that's where the real practice begins. To live the principle of vibration means to become a conscious guardian of your energetic state, to know that your mood is not just yours. It affects the field around you. That your frequency is not just personal, it's part of the collective symphony. To change your world, you must first change your vibration, and to do that, you must become still enough to feel it. To truly grasp this Hermetic principle, we must move beyond intellectual understanding and begin to feel it within our own being. Every moment, your body is a field of vibration. Your heartbeat is a rhythm. Your breath is a wave. Your brain emits frequencies that shift with your thoughts, emotions, and states of awareness. When you feel fear, your heart contracts, your breathing shortens, your energy field tightens. This is a low vibration state, and it not only affects your physical health, it distorts how you perceive the world. The mind becomes defensive, vision narrows, trust fades. But when you feel love, true, expansive, unconditional love, your body opens, your breath slows, your heart beats in harmony. This is a high-frequency state, and everything in your field begins to resonate with that harmony. This is why spiritual awakening is not just a shift in beliefs. It's a shift in frequency, and every practice that leads you inward, meditation, prayer, breathwork, sacred, dance, chanting, stillness, where all of these realign your vibration, they return you to your natural resonance. They clear interference. They help you remember who you truly are, beneath the noise. This is why ancient cultures developed rituals, mantras, and healing music. Sound is vibration. Words are vibration. Even silence, when intentional, holds a vibrational charge. Monks chant not just to praise, but to tune. Shamans drum not just to perform, but to shift states. Every sacred word, every sacred sound, every sacred gesture is a technology of vibration, and so are your thoughts. You are not just a thinker. You are a tuner, a frequency. And with every recurring thought, you vibrate at that level. This is why mental loops of worry or anger are so draining. They keep you locked in a vibrational cage. They lower your field, but the moment you become aware, you have a choice. Awareness itself is the first vibration of liberation, and with awareness comes responsibility, not to suppress emotion, not to pretend to be spiritual, but to become present enough to feel the subtle shifts in your own field, to ask yourself, what am I vibrating right now? And what do I want to resonate with? Because here is the hidden truth. You are not a victim of frequency. You are a conductor of it. The Hermetic teachings don't tell you to escape reality. They give you the tools to transform it from within, and vibration is your tuning fork. The more you align your inner state with clarity, presence, truth, and love, the more your external world begins to reflect that inner tone. It's not magic, it's resonance. Just as water takes the shape of the container it fills, your reality molds to the vibration you carry. But the process is not always immediate. This is why consistency is key. To truly shift your vibration, you must become loyal to it, not just in fleeting moments of meditation, but in the way you speak, the way you breathe, the way you choose, the way you pause. It is a devotional act, a sacred attunement, one that invites the divine to echo through you. When we speak of vibration, it's easy to imagine something grand, light pouring from the heavens, waves of ecstasy rippling through the body, sudden downloads of divine wisdom. And yes, those moments do occur, but mastery begins in the subtle. You shift your vibration not only through peak experiences, but through micro decisions. How you speak to yourself when you wake up, how you breathe when no one is watching, how you respond to a moment of discomfort, how you pause before reacting. In these quiet, often invisible moments, the true work happens. To vibrate differently is to live differently. It means aligning your actions with your highest truth, even when no one sees. It means walking away from energies that distort your field. It means holding presence, even when your old self wants to run, fix, or control. Vibration is not a theory. It is a state of being, expressed moment by moment. And this is where the most sacred work unfolds. In the choice to remain centered when storms rise. In the choice to speak love into your own wounds. In the choice to stop chasing and start listening. As your inner vibration shifts, you'll notice something strange. Your outer world begins to recalibrate. People fall away. New opportunities emerge. Synchronicities increase. And sometimes, chaos appears, not to punish, but to purge. Because the universe, being vibrational, reorganizes itself around your frequency. If you raise your frequency, your environment will rise or fall accordingly. Some doors will close, some patterns will dissolve. You are not being tested, you are being tuned. In this process, it's essential to honor the discomfort. Vibration doesn't rise in straight lines. It spirals, it dips, it contracts before expanding again. You may feel like you're regressing, but often it's just the old static, surfacing before it clears. This is the part most people resist, the vibrational purge. But those who walk the mystic path understand. Chaos often precedes clarity. Storms prepare the air for stillness, and pain, when witnessed with presence, becomes the tremor before transcendence. When you become aware of your frequency in real time, life transforms into a living ritual. A conversation is no longer casual. It becomes a resonance exchange. A room is no longer just a space. It becomes a field of influence. Your emotions are no longer problems. They are vibrational messengers. You stop trying to control and begin to harmonize. You stop fighting the outer and begin tuning the inner. And in doing so, you step into the role of a conscious alchemist. The mystic is not one who escapes the world, but one who tunes the world from within, who brings their inner temple into every room they enter. And here lies a deeper secret. Vibration is not just about your personal state, it is about your transmission. When your vibration becomes stable and coherent, others feel it. Without a word, your presence speaks. You become a tuning fork for those around you. You calm nervous systems. You open hearts. You remind others of what peace feels like. This is not about being perfect. It is about being present. Resonance is not created by pretending to be high vibe. It is created by becoming congruent with your truth. The most magnetic beings are not those who always smile, but those who vibrate in authenticity. Their frequency is clean, unhidden, alive. And so the real question becomes, what are you vibrating? Not, what do you want? But, what are you being? The principle of vibration invites us to answer with our entire being, not with ideas, but with embodied energy. You are not just walking through life, you are vibrating through it. You are a field, a tone, a frequency in motion. And the more you become aware of that, the more the universe begins to listen. Everything you see is vibration clothed in form. The tree outside your window, the silence between your breaths, the words on this screen. They are all vibrating at different frequencies, appearing solid to the limited human senses, yet fluid and alive on deeper levels. Science confirms this. From the atoms that compose your skin to the distant stars in the sky, all matter is made of oscillating energy. And yet, what Hermeticism teaches us is not only that everything vibrates, but that vibration is the hidden signature behind the behavior of reality. Different frequencies birth different experiences. A thought of fear vibrates differently than a thought of love. A room filled with gratitude holds a distinct field from one steeped in resentment. This is not poetry. It is energetic architecture. Every emotion, every intention, every word you speak sends out a tone, a resonance into the invisible fabric of existence. These resonances interact. They ripple. They either harmonize or create dissonance with the vibrations around them. When you understand this, your entire perception shifts. You stop chasing outcomes and start mastering states. Because reality responds not to what you say you want, but to the frequency you hold. Think of yourself as a musical instrument. If your strings are out of tune, you will create discord, no matter how skillfully you play. But when you attune, when you clear distortion and recalibrate your inner field, life begins to sing with you. This is not about bypassing or denying pain. Quite the opposite. True vibrational mastery involves bringing presence and awareness into the densest parts of yourself, and you must learn to feel your vibration, to sense when it is constricted, chaotic, or ungrounded. And instead of judging it, you meet it. You breathe with it. You sit with the heaviness without trying to escape it. Because vibration, once acknowledged, begins to move. What you feel fully, you can transform. One of the greatest misconceptions in spiritual circles is that high vibration means constant bliss. But in truth, a high vibration is one that is open, coherent, and alive. Not necessarily euphoric. The ocean, after all, holds both waves and stillness. So too does the awakened being. You can vibrate at a high frequency while grieving. You can vibrate at a high frequency while facing challenge, if your presence is intact, if your heart remains open, if you're allowing life to move through you, rather than resisting it. In Hermetic thought, resisting vibration creates dissonance. Flowing with vibration creates harmony. This is why practices like breathwork, meditation, mantra, and sound healing are so powerful. They don't just make you feel good. They recalibrate your frequency, and they create coherence between your mind, body, and field. They retune your instrument so that life can move through you with greater clarity. Let's explore this further. Through the metaphor of the tuning fork. When you strike a tuning fork and place it near another one of the same frequency, the second fork begins to vibrate too, without being touched. This is called sympathetic resonance. You do the same. When you embody peace, you awaken peace in others. When you embody chaos, you trigger that chaos. Your very presence becomes a signal that shapes the fields around you, and so ask yourself, what are you broadcasting? If people were tuning into your frequency right now, without words, without pretense, what would they feel? Because the truth is, they already are. The energy you carry precedes you. It walks into the room before you speak. It influences your relationships, your creations, your opportunities. Not because the world is judging you, but because the world responds to your tone. And here lies the deeper invitation of Hermetic vibration. You are not a victim of frequency. You are a transmitter of it. You can tune. You can shift. You can rise and internally, before anything around you changes externally. The principle of vibration reminds you, the power is not out there. It is within you, humming silently beneath the noise, waiting to be awakened. There is a secret that every mystic, every healer, and every master of energy understands intuitively. You are a tuner, not just a receiver of frequencies, but a modulator, a conscious director of the waveform called life. You do not need to wait for reality to shift so you can feel better. You shift your frequency first, and then watch reality mirror it back. But how do you shift? This is the sacred art of vibrational alchemy. Let's begin with the first step, awareness. Before you can transform a vibration, you must feel it. Most people are trapped in unconscious cycles because they are not aware of their baseline frequency. They live in tension, but call it normal. They carry anxiety and mistake it for productivity. They hold grief, but call it strength. To become a vibrational master, you must develop the capacity to observe your internal state without judgment, without resistance, without story. Ask yourself regularly, what am I feeling right now? What is the frequency of my breath, my posture, my thoughts? What tone does my voice carry today? Is it soft, frantic, sharp, radiant, closed? These questions are not intellectual. They are energetic diagnostics. And once awareness is established, we begin to shift. Breath is the first instrument. The breath is vibration made visible. Every inhale draws in life force. Every exhale is an opportunity to release stagnant frequency. Through deep, conscious breathing, you create space. Space for a new frequency to enter, and old frequencies to dissolve. Try this. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take 5 deep, slow breaths. With each exhale, visualize heavy vibrations leaving your body. With each inhale, imagine yourself drawing in light, clarity, coherence. Now observe how your thoughts begin to change, how your posture realigns, how suddenly the chaos outside feels less powerful. This is not magic. This is energetic responsibility. Sound is the second tool. Everything that vibrates makes sound, even if you cannot hear it. This is why ancient cultures used chanting, mantras, singing bowls, and sacred tones. Sound bypasses the mind. It speaks directly to the subtle body. It reorganizes your energy field. Without needing to understand the why, even humming a single tone can recalibrate your nervous system and elevate your field. Use your voice, softly or boldly, to awaken the vibration you want to embody. Words carry frequency. This is one of the most overlooked truths of Hermeticism. Your language, internal and external, is vibrational spellwork. Every word you speak is an affirmation of a frequency. When you say, "I am tired," "I am not good enough," "I can't," you are literally transmitting those vibrations into the field. Conversely, when you say, "I am growing," "I am grounded," "I trust the process," you are tuning into new bandwidths. This is not about false positivity. It's about energetic clarity. You speak the vibration you want to live in. Environment also matters. You are a tuning fork, yes, but your surroundings influence your tone, who you speak with, what you listen to, the lighting in your space, the objects you keep. All of them hold frequencies, and they either amplify or distort yours. If you live in clutter, consume negativity, or surround yourself with chaotic people, your field will constantly be pulled down. No matter how much inner work you do, creating a high vibrational environment is not luxury. It is spiritual hygiene. Light a candle, clean your room, play instrumental music, drink water slowly, burn incense, walk in nature. These aren't just nice rituals. They are vibrational anchors. And finally, let's speak about the most subtle tuning tool, presence. Presence is the purest vibration you can hold. It is still. It is spacious. It is coherent. It is the frequency of the eternal now. When you are truly present, when your awareness is not trapped in the past or running to the future, you become magnetic, not to things, but to truth, to clarity, to wisdom. Hermetic masters cultivated presence through meditation, silence, and contemplation, because they knew only in presence can vibration be felt and directed consciously. If vibration is the instrument of the universe, then presence is the hand that plays it, with skill and reverence. You are not here to chase high vibrations as if they were trophies. You are here to recognize that you are vibration, that your thoughts, your emotions, and your choices are tuning the universe you experience in every moment. As within, so without. As you vibrate, so your world begins to mirror, and so the invitation of Hermes remains. Master your vibration, and you begin to master the visible and invisible threads of existence. Vibration doesn't only shape your personal mood or mental state, it silently governs your relationships, your physical health, and the pace of your spiritual evolution. Once you begin to see life through this lens, nothing remains ordinary. Let's begin with relationships. Every interaction is an exchange of frequency. When two people meet, it's not just their words or gestures that communicate. It's the subtle vibration of their emotional field. You've felt this before, entering a room and sensing tension before a word is spoken, or feeling instantly at ease with someone you've just met. That is vibration recognizing vibration. According to Hermetic thought, like attracts like, but more precisely, like resonates with like. If you are vibrating at the frequency of fear, you will attract partners, friends, or coworkers who match or amplify that fear. This is not punishment. This is resonance. But when you shift your inner frequency, when you become grounded in self-worth, authenticity, and calm confidence, you will naturally begin to attract different frequencies in others. Your relationships will either elevate with you or fall away. This is why personal growth often brings friction. As your vibration changes, the field around you reconfigures. People may leave. Old patterns may resist. But this is not a sign of failure. It is the echo of a new harmonic forming. To build high vibration relationships, focus less on finding the right people and more on becoming the right frequency. Then, let resonance do the rest. Now let's look at health. Through the lens of vibration, ancient mystics and modern quantum scientists alike agree. Your body is not a static object. It is a symphony of frequencies. Every organ, every cell, every process in your body vibrates. Harmony in the body creates health. Disharmony leads to disease. This is not just poetic, it is measurable. For example, heart rate variability, HRV, the subtle variations between heartbeats, is a key indicator of physical and emotional resilience. When your HRV is high, your body is flexible, adaptive, and aligned. When it is low, stress and inflammation rise. Practices like breathwork, sound therapy, coherent breathing, even gratitude journaling have been shown to increase HRV and bring the body back into harmonic vibration. Food, too, is vibration. What you eat becomes part of your frequency. Whole living foods carry higher frequencies than processed, chemically altered substances. Water charged with intention or sound, as Dr. Masaru Emoto demonstrated, carries crystalline, ordered structures that support life. And what about illness? In Hermeticism, illness is not merely biological. It is energetic. It is a dissonance in the symphony. Healing, then, is not only about removing a symptom, it's about restoring harmony. Vibration-based therapies, such as Reiki, tuning forks, sound baths, and biofield healing, work not by attacking disease, but by reminding the body of its original, coherent song. This doesn't mean you must abandon modern medicine, but it does mean you begin to see that healing must be multidimensional, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic. Now let us expand to the realm of spiritual growth. The soul, too, evolves through vibration. Each stage of spiritual development corresponds to a frequency. Fear, shame, guilt. These are low-frequency states. Courage, compassion, joy, love. These are higher. And spiritual awakening is not a destination. It is the gradual elevation of your vibrational baseline. This is why deep spiritual work often feels like disintegration before integration. As you raise your frequency, old vibrational residues surface to be released. Trauma comes up, hidden emotions emerge. The ego resists, but do not be alarmed. You are not regressing. You are cleansing the static from your field. To tune yourself to a purer resonance, meditation, prayer, chanting, silence, sacred movement, like yoga or qigong, all are tools to recalibrate your soul's frequency. They bring you back to the silent tone, beneath the noise. And here is a profound truth. You do not need to ascend to somewhere else. Enlightenment is not vertical, it is vibrational. It's not about going higher in space, but deeper in coherence. You can be in the same room, the same body, the same job, but when your frequency changes, your entire experience of that space transforms. You begin to notice synchronicities, feel inner stillness, hear the voice of intuition, and sense the invisible patterns guiding you. This is the mystical dimension of vibration. It unlocks the doors between the seen and the unseen. Hermes Trismegistus hinted at this when he taught, "He who understands the principle of vibration has grasped the scepter of power," because once you vibrate in resonance with the all, the illusion of separation dissolves. You are no longer a fragment of the universe. You become the tone through which the universe sings. In this state, prayer becomes vibration, art becomes vibration, touch becomes healing, even your silence emits coherence. This is not fantasy, this is your birthright. And it begins not with grand rituals, but with a simple question. What frequency am I holding right now? When you answer that question sincerely and shift accordingly, you are living the Hermetic path. If vibration is the foundation of all thing, then sound is its most direct expression. Long before written language, before complex theology, ancient mystics knew the universe began, not with light, but with sound. The Vedas called it Om. The Bible said, "In the beginning was the Word." The Egyptians invoked sacred tones through hieroglyphs and chants. In Hermeticism, vibration, especially sound vibration, is the instrument through which spirit manifests into matter. But this isn't merely metaphorical. It is literal. Sound creates form. This truth is echoed in the science of cymatics, the study of visible sound vibrations. When sound frequencies are applied to substances like water or sand, intricate patterns emerge. These are not random. They are structured, geometric, and stunningly harmonious. The higher the frequency, the more complex the pattern. These visual representations are the fingerprints of vibration. What's astonishing is that many of these cymatic patterns mirror ancient sacred geometry, the flower of life, the Sri Yantra, mandalas, symbols found across cultures and spiritual traditions. This means that sound, vibration, and sacred geometry are not separate. They are aspects of one unified field, a language through which the universe expresses itself. Geometry is frozen sound. From this perspective, temples, pyramids, cathedrals, ancient stone circles, they were not just places of worship, they were resonance chambers, designed to amplify frequencies aligned with cosmic harmonics. When you chant, pray, sing, or play music in such places, the vibration doesn't just echo, it activates the structure and your own energy field, and your voice becomes part of the sacred pattern. This is why certain mantras, when chanted with intention, have transformative effects on the body and consciousness. The sound resonates not only through your throat, but through your entire biofield, rearranging your inner architecture. So how does this connect to multidimensional awareness? Vibration is not bound to a single plane. Every dimension, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, has its own vibrational bandwidth. As your vibration rises, so does your sensitivity to higher dimensions. What does this look like in practice? And you begin to notice synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that defy logic. You feel energy in places and people. You receive intuitive insights without knowing how. You dream vividly. You travel astrally. You receive downloads of knowledge. These are not fantasies. They are signs that your consciousness is tuning into subtler frequencies. Just as a radio cannot receive a station it's not tuned to, your consciousness cannot perceive higher realities if it's vibrating at dense, low frequencies. But when you elevate, through meditation, sound healing, breathwork, or deep emotional release, your internal radio shifts. You start to hear new truths, not with your ears, but with your being. This shift is not about abandoning the physical world, it's about overlaying it with deeper awareness. To walk through life with vibrational awareness is to see symbols in nature, patterns in chaos, rhythms in emotion. You begin to realize that everything around you is a mirror, not metaphorically, but vibrationally. Your outer world is the resonance of your inner tone. When you feel stuck, ask yourself, what frequency am I emitting? If you want to change your reality, don't fight the external. Tune the internal, raise your vibration, and the mirror will reflect something new. But raising vibration doesn't mean faking positivity or denying pain. It means transmuting, taking dense energy, and refining it through awareness, presence, and inner alchemy. Hermes Trismegistus did not promise escape from the world. He offered the tools to illuminate it. And sound, vibration, and resonance are among the most powerful of those tools. You are not a passive receiver. You are a tuning fork for divine consciousness. Each thought you entertain, each word you speak, each emotion you feed, it all sends ripples into the ether, and the ether responds, shaping your timeline, your experience, your evolution. As you deepen your practice, consider creating your own sonic rituals. Simple, moments where you align your body and field through conscious sound. This could be humming in the morning, toning your chakras, or simply sitting in silence, listening for the subtle hum beneath all things. That hum is not silence. It is the vibrational background of creation. It is the voice of the all. To truly integrate the principle of vibration is not merely to understand it, it is to embody it. The Hermetic teachings are not just philosophical curiosities. To be admired from a distance, they are living blueprints for a conscious life, and vibration, being ever present and ever active, is not something you visit, it is something you are. Your life is not just influenced by frequency, it is frequency. Everything you think, everything you feel, everything you say or do sends out a vibration, like a pebble dropped into the great ocean of existence. These ripples move through the unseen fabric of reality, shaping your experiences, your relationships, and the unfolding of your destiny. This is the unspoken power of the principle of vibration. It grants you authorship. You are no longer merely reacting to circumstances. You become aware that you are creating them through the vibrations you emit. Your thoughts are not trivial. They are commands. Your emotions are not incidental. They are tuning tools. When you become aware of this, life stops being random. It becomes rhythmic. So how do you live this principle? It begins with vibrational hygiene. Just like we cleanse our bodies, we must regularly cleanse our energy fields. This means choosing what you consume, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. The news you watch, the people you surround yourself with, the music you listen to, the words you speak, all of these carry frequency, and over time, those frequencies accumulate within your field, shaping the tone of your entire life. Ask yourself, are you consuming frequencies of fear or of love, of division or unity, of decay or growth? The Hermetic path asks you to become a conscious curator of your vibration. When your field is dense, with unresolved emotion, shame, guilt, or resentment, it will inevitably attract realities that match. But when your field is cleared, Lightened by forgiveness, gratitude, and presence, you begin to live in resonance with peace. Living the law also means becoming the tuning fork for others. When you walk into a room, you don't just bring your words or actions, when you bring your frequency. Whether you realize it or not, people feel you. You are a broadcast tower for the unseen. The greatest spiritual teachers didn't just teach with words, they radiated a frequency that uplifted those around them. Their presence was the teaching. And you don't need to be a guru to embody this. You simply need to be intentional. Practice grounding your energy, returning to your center, being mindful of what you carry into the world. Silence, too, is a vibration. There is a sacred stillness beneath all action. And when you anchor yourself there, your vibration becomes stable and sovereign. From that space, you are less reactive, more responsive, like less controlled by the world and more aligned with the divine. And in that alignment, you become magnetic, not in a superficial law of attraction kind of way, but in the deep Hermetic sense. The universe begins to respond to the purity of your tone. This is why monks chant, why temples echo with song, why sacred instruments are used in ritual. Because sound purifies the field, it reminds the cells of their original harmony. And you are an instrument too. Your breath is your drum, your voice is your flute, your heartbeat is your rhythm. When you live in awareness of your inner music, you stop playing the noise of the world and you start singing the song of the soul. The final invitation of this principle is simple, yet infinite. Become the vibration you wish to live. Don't just think about peace. Tune to it. Don't just speak of love. Embody it. Don't just read about harmony. Be the instrument that plays it. Because when your life becomes the living echo of divine vibration, you no longer seek the sacred, you become it. If this message resonated with you, support this sacred journey by liking, subscribing, and sharing the light. And don't stop here, this is just one part of a greater unfolding. Continue the path by watching the next video. The principle of polarity. It's part of our ongoing series on the 7 Hermetic laws, a deep dive into the ancient wisdom that still shapes reality today. You'll find the full series right here on the channel. Keep tuning your inner world, and let the universe respond.